Hey everybody, welcome to Surface Level, a show that takes a look at society's expectations and rejects the ones we don't see it for, all from the perspective of three black queer best friends. I'm one of your hosts, Tony, and today, Jordan, Damon, and I are discussing how if you have the coins, they make it in your size. Is having a social life worth the price tag it comes with? What's the worst financial decision we've made? This is Broke with Expensive Taste. Broke with Expensive Taste. All right, y'all. Let's get into this one because this is going to be a good one. I'm really excited to talk about it. But before we do that, let's play a little game as it pertains to money. I want to know, what kind of girl are you? Are you a Venmo girl? Are you a Cash App girl? Are you neither? Damon?
Venmo. Whenever people send me Cash App, I'm like, where did this come from? Why?
I understand that. People look at Cash App like it's for poor people. It's cash. I don't get it. Cash App. Jordan, what do you think?
I think that. I think, I do Venmo.
Oh, you do Venmo.
And if you do Cash App, I'm just like, damn, you need your money immediately? Like, where's your bank account giving?
Right now.
So, like, if you can't wait 2 to 3 business days, it's almost just kind of like, well, should you be here?
Ooh.
Oh, sorry.
Oh my God, that's
too soon.
Tear some of our friends up that be Cash Apping us.
I mean, listen.
You need the funds immediately. That seems drastic.
Okay, so since you're both Venmo girls, I'm curious to know, what type of Venmo girl are you? Are you charging the girls on site if you pay for something? Is it the next day, next morning, or is it when you get around to it, when you remember? Jordan, let's go with you first.
I am Venmoing the morning after.
Okay.
Because usually I'm assuming that we're talking about an evening plan, right?
It doesn't matter.
Don't matter. Within 24 hours.
It's definitely within 24 hours. I want it to be fresh in your mind.
Timely.
I want you to know that it's there.
You hit that remind button?
I do hit the remind button if people get funny.
How many days?
It's not really days. It's more so like what your social activity is. If I see that you're on your phone, but you're ignoring my Venmo request, then I'll remind you.
It sounds like you need to be on Cash App.
Ooh.
Why you running your mouth?
You got a point.
It seems like I need different friends.
Well, I mean, listen. Okay, Damon, how about you? Are you charging the girls on site next day, next morning, or when you get around to it?
When I get to it.
Okay.
Child, we've probably ordered enough wine recording this podcast to own a vineyard.
You're right about that.
And then I'll be like, did I charge them for the wine? I don't know.
Definitely looking for a wine sponsor.
Love a wine
Wait, no,
sponsor.
but Tony, you're not answering these questions. What are you giving?
Well, I think for me, I'm not so precious about it, especially when I know who I'm dealing with. Like, you girls, I'm going to get my money. I'm going to see you.
When you get to it.
It's when I get to it. It really is.
3 weeks later.
It
Tony
could
be like,
you know what?
Taxi. I'm like, Tony, we haven't been in a car in a month.
I'd be like, I forget the charge, and then it comes back to me. And Jordan's very much so like, charge me.
I could charge Jordan at 4 a.m. after coming back from vacation.
Yes.
And she will respond at that moment. She'll wake up out of her sleep.
Well, that was going to be my next question.
Get it out of my account.
That's the next question for me because so when confirming payment on Venmo request, is it on site? Is it next day? Is it when you get around to it?
It's when the cash flow is right.
Okay, Damon.
Well, because sometimes it'd be like a big charge. You'd be like, I got that. You have to wait till the 1st or the 15th or whatever the thing is for that.
Right. All right. Well, Jordan, I think we might know what your answer is.
It's on site. I don't owe anybody. I don't owe any of you girls. All of you have your money from me. I'm not in debt to anyone.
Yes.
Act accordingly.
Very rich.
He gives very much. A Lannister always pays his debts
immediately.
She's Cersei.
Right. So with money, okay, let's play another quick game because this is fun. So I want to talk about some of our luxury non-negotiables. And I just want you guys to say whether you can live without it or whether you must have it. But you can't have it all. So keep that in mind.
Who can't have it all?
You can't have it all, baby. So, all right. So let's get started. Brunch, Damon.
Oh, I cook my own brunch, child. I can do that in my house. No, I'm good.
Jordan.
I can do without brunch. I don't need scrambled eggs for $30.
I don't need anyone swag surfing by my eggs.
Ooh.
Or brunch
Ooh.
that cost me $80 for poor food. So
A party brunch takes me out.
all right, what about
Makes my skin crawl.
what about grocery delivery? Jordan, can you live without it?
I can, but I don't want to.
Okay.
I appreciate grocery delivery.
Okay.
I like that.
Damon.
I must have the groceries brought to the door of my home.
Ooh. All right.
I mean, I cook. I like cook.
You got a very white woman. That's typically not your style.
It's not. It's not. But in real, I cook for real. So like dragging my ass down that grocery store and standing in COVID lines every fucking week, it's exhausting.
Not dragging my ass to the grocery
I
store.
cook for Damon. You walk into Damon's. I prepared a small meal. It'd be a whole Thanksgiving feast.
Hello?
For me, I'll go to the grocery store. All right, laundry service. Can you do with or without Damon?
I have laundry in my apartment.
Ooh, very white woman. Jordan.
I'm absolutely dropping my laundry off. I can't hang out at the laundromat.
Same.
I used to get mine picked up.
I do the.
Oh, you can't even go into
I
the laundromat.
don't want to go into the laundromat.
Well, yeah, I get the. They come to my door and they pick it up and they drop it back.
So I'm the
off.
only one that goes actually to the laundromat?
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Oh, work.
How about this? Floor seats at a Beyonce concert. I have to have. I'm going to go first. I'm going to be on the floor.
I actually went to the first On the Run and sat in the nosebleeds and had a great time.
Okay.
What's a great time?
I had a ball. I had an amazing
He
time.
was there.
It was fun.
Jordan, you?
No.
No.
I
You can't live without.
No, I can't go to a concert and look at the Jumbotron. That feels crazy to me.
All right. Let's do faster pace for the rest of these. Uber rides. Jordan,
I need them.
need them. Damon,
I need them.
same. Iced coffee. Need Damon?
Sometimes. I need it on Wednesday. Wednesday mornings is when I have my iced coffee.
I know you said quick, but there's a
I know,
caveat.
but I'm in a thing like every Wednesday I have an iced coffee during the week and then on Saturdays.
Oh, you are one of those, like, I got to have it and it's got to be made this way. And then,
Well, there's a coffee shop around my house that serves La Colombe and it's my favorite.
Okay. Well, Jordan, how about you?
I don't need it.
I-
I can do without.
Because she come to my house and drink up all my fucking coffee.
Well, you're right about that. Can I get a coffee?
Can I get a coffee?
This is
no.
not Starbucks.
Bring your own fucking espresso pods.
It actually is Starbucks.
Kind of. How about having the latest iPhone drop the day it comes out? Damon?
I'm good. I have a 10, so I don't give a shit.
Same. I have the program where I can renew my phone, but I don't need it the day of anymore. When I was younger, sure. Jordan, you go.
I can wait.
You
Now you gonna sit here and fucking lie in front of these people.
You a goddamn lie.
I like to have the newest technology. So yeah, I do get the iPhone when it comes out the day it comes out.
Oh, okay.
I have to keep that.
Yeah,
I think.
I don't get it anymore, but designer clothing, Damon. Be careful.
Definitely be careful.
I don't purchase a lot of designer clothing.
Here we go.
I own a good amount of clothing from designers because of the work I've done.
Listen.
And when I buy clothing, I prefer to buy less and buy good quality that will last me.
All right,
Come on,
Kelly. All right,
politician.
Kellyanne Conway.
Come on, politician.
We're going to go to Jordan with the Pierre Moss hat on.
Well, it's not mine, it's Damon's.
Get into it.
Do you have a Pierre Moss hoodie?
I do.
Do you have a Shearling
First
J.W. Anderson
of
coat
all,
you just
that
bought?
That was a gift for myself.
I thought
It was a milestone that happened in my life, and I got that for me as a gift to myself. That was not a flippant purchase.
Do you have a bunch of Burberry?
That also was
next
not
case.
a flippant purchase.
Anywho.
No.
So,
Yeah.
all right.
I don't need to have that.
You don't need it.
I don't need to have that. I could do a white tee
It's a
and
nice
a
to
blue
have.
jean. You
Okay,
know?
I get that. How about designer dogs, Damon?
This is shady.
My dog has a designer haircut, but he ain't designer. My dog is a hood rat.
Child.
And he didn't cost a lot. He wasn't expensive.
I know that. I know that part. That's the truth.
You have a show dog.
Yeah.
You have a show dog without paying the show dog money.
Yeah, like he's
for it.
not expensive. He doesn't have a lot of
He is
help.
expensive.
The outlet
He's
dog.
not
But
expensive.
he didn't cost you.
Did you just call my dog an outlet dog?
Well, like it's like designer, but also you got it at like the outlet.
We gonna keep it moving.
I'm about to smack.
How about you, Jordan? What's designer dog? Because you had a French bulldog.
I know. Rest in peace.
Oh,
No, I don't need a designer dog.
Okay. All right.
I don't think.
Sure.
All right. I want to do two
Shaka
two
outlet dog.
two quick
He's cute.
other
I get
ones.
stuff from the outlet all the time.
Girl, we moved on from the dogs
He keep talking about it to me, Tony.
That's my child.
because you tried to say outlet.
I thought it was like, you
That-
know what?
You thought
Let's
it was,
move on.
Yeah, okay.
She's trying to end this episode at 10 minutes and 23 seconds.
How about houseplants?
Oh, I
Do
like,
we need it, Damon?
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
Well, just because we've been in the quarantine, I need things in my home that bring life and clean
Yeah.
the air.
Yeah. How about you, Jordan?
I can do without. I'm actually looking for someone who can take my bird of paradise. Is bringing too many gnats into my apartment. And I'm
Oh.
ready for it to go.
We not. That's not cute.
And I think I can do like a little flower arrangement.
Yeah. You know what I'm gonna get?
But like I can't do the big plant again.
I want to get like a little cactus, something for
Something
my
like
room,
that.
really cute.
Yeah.
Child cacti are very expensive.
You
extremely.
said a small one.
Just a baby one.
Oh, like
Baby.
a tabletop.
like-
Oh, you want a succulent?
Yeah, make
Oh,
it,
okay.
make it nice, make
Yeah.
it cute, make it inexpensive.
Something
So
quaint.
that was fun. It was like, I enjoyed that. I got to know a little bit more about what you girls cannot live without.
I gotta live with everything.
But here's the jackpot one:
Oh,
international vacations. Now, Jordan,
Yes.
shoot it to me straight.
Yes. I need them. It's mental health. It's culture. You learn so much. I need them.
Okay.
It has to happen. And they don't need to be expensive. You can do something like, cost efficient.
All right.
I agree with Jordan.
Yes.
I have nothing else to add.
Ooh. All right.
Y'all won't get that again.
Yes. That was nice. I agree with you guys. Actually, like, I could do with them, but I don't need them too frequently. It's just nice, like once a year, maybe twice.
I mean, what's the alternative? Baltimore?
Ooh.
Ooh,
All right, now.
Here she goes, shading cities again.
He said that, you guys. That was
Jordan.
That was
Jordan, Hassan, Randolph.
First of all, let's not do that.
Wait a minute, full government.
Let's hold that maybe into the last episode.
The girls are gonna put
but
you on.
Here we
Google. Anywho,
Hello. So when we think about just like money in our community as Black people, as Black queer people, and like as professionals, everyone talks to us about generational wealth and creating a thing for ourselves. But a lot of us didn't grow up with that. We didn't grow up with really knowing what true wealth was. So like you see it in media. You just see people having an obsession with things and a quick gratification of things. Do we think there's too much focus on kind of the instant gratification of certain things? Jordan, maybe let's start with you.
Absolutely. I think that there's like an obsession with having material things. And I'll admit, like being in New York and sort of just like being in an environment where people are exposed to so much, people have access to so much, you want to feel like you can also join in that experience. But I feel like I always sort of like think of my mom in the background. Like my mom was very, very hardcore budgeter. Like, and I'm that, but she still thinks I have work to do. So
really?
let me have a talk with Teresa because
Right.
I think you on your game.
Hello.
I talk to my mom all the time, and she's just like, "What's your savings looking like? Are you saving? What are you doing?
Teresa's like, you didn't need to eat today.
Why are you always going out to eat?" Like it's constant. So like I feel like for me, like I would fall into that media trap of being like, of the jewelry and of the clothes and like the places to live and all those things. But I always keep my mind in the background because I know how much she sacrificed in order
Yeah.
for me to be able to be in New York and do my thing. So I feel like media plays a huge role. And also I just feel like we're 3 gay Black men. I think that our representation in media also is very, very narrow. I think it can stand to be a little bit more broad.
Yeah.
I think that when you see people like us who are successful, you see like stylists, you see makeup artists, you see stuff like that. And a lot of times, the people that we see that are most prominent in our communities are very celebrity adjacent. And because of that, I think that
Because of that, we made this podcast.
exactly. Because, the corporate girls need love too.
Hello.
But like, because of that, I think that it's normal. Like you see that, you want it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I just feel like if we had a broader representation of us, like it wouldn't be that way.
Yeah.
So it's kind of unfortunate, but I think that media does play a huge role, like in how you see yourself and where you see yourself.
Tony?
Right. I something that Jordan just said was part of exactly what I was going to say. When the role of media is very tricky, and I think having worked at lifestyle brands, I know one of the things that we target are certain audiences who, when they see stuff, they want to do it. So it's like people tend to try to, like, if you see something on TV, you see a watch that your favorite person is wearing, you see a car, you want to mimic that, or you feel like that's status. I need to get that. So again, I think people, they want to do what they see, try as they might. You know, we're around a lot of people who I feel like it's all for, like, what is that for? People feel like they have to have the latest drip, you know, the latest trend. And I am always like, why do I need to have the Kamala Harris Fear of God hoodie?
Oh my goodness.
You know, I don't need that. Why do I have to have the Telfar? Did I say it right?
Oh, that wasn't expensive, baby.
Why do I have?
Okay,
but
so
I didn't say it was expensive. I said it was trendy. But why
so
do I don't?
Tony's reading
It's
both
Hello?
Damon and I.
Listen, you know what?
Hello?
Because I have the Fear of God Kamala hoodie, and Damon has the Telfar bag.
Oh, I didn't. Wait,
So
hold
that's
on.
what we're doing today?
No, I'm saying you do anything for clout.
Oh, let me change my notes.
But it's
You're right.
very much so like
I
a
can hear
status
some of it.
symbol, and I don't personally. I think those things are nice. Like when Damon brought his bag over, it's given. Oh, bitch, but I like that. I'm sure the hoodie's great quality, but I could put Kamala on. We have merch.
Hanes
Actually,
tee.
go to the shop at Surface Level. Get you a shirt, a mug, what have you. But I just think that media really it's a mind fuck, and it's a thing that, you know, people will see and actually feel like I have to have that in order to fit in, or it's a status symbol, I think. Damon, did I say too much?
Well, I didn't expect to start
said just enough.
my notes off this way.
Oh,
But first of all, Telfar is a Black queer-owned brand that their mission is to promote inclusivity among all types of people. So therefore, they create merchandise that is not very expensive, that all people can be a part of the community. And I think it's a beautiful thing to be a part of. I think it's lovely to support Black-owned, Black queer-owned business.
I love that.
And for me, that is a wonderful thing that should not be shaded.
it's not shade.
And I also
it's
think
not
it's
shade.
lovely for Jordan to support a Black designer and supporting the first Black woman who is on a major party ticket as a vice presidential nominee.
It's all amazing.
Next case.
It's all amazing. All amazing.
Anyway, but what I was going to say before Miss
Beautiful gowns.
Germaine tried to read the girls, was that I think we also have to give people space in wanting a little piece of something. I think that we are a culture who has been talked down to, looked down upon, not given anything for 400 years of slavery. We've suffered through the entire civil rights movement. We've tried to claw our way back into being in these spaces. May they be creative, may they be corporate, may they be entrepreneurial. And I think that, yes, like, sure, you may make a tough financial decision and be like, you know what? I want to buy myself a beautiful leather bag or whatever the thing may be. But after all that shit, don't people deserve a little bit of something? Like,
Yes, you deserve.
and without like, and yeah, like maybe you shouldn't spin yourself into a space where like you homeless and sitting in a car surrounded by Birkins, but
House poor.
or your house poor. But like there should be like as Black people, let give ourselves a little bit of room and space to like have a little something nice, child. We ain't have for generations. All these girls we work with, their mama passing them down furs and things.
I mean,
At what
I
cost?
think it's right. I think that's very beautiful. I think we deserve nice things. We work very hard, and we always say that to ourselves. Like, buy that ring, like do that, like go on that trip. But I do think Jordan kind of said it a little bit, like at what cost,
Yeah.
and to what end.
Exactly.
Yeah, and like maybe it's about
And what
the-
is it for?
But like,
What's it for?
and that's a good point. Like maybe it's about the motivation. Like, is the motivation for you to reward yourself for hard work, or is it to fit into like some larger social setting that we have living in New York City? Because like sometimes that can be a lot of the pressure that motivates people to like go after and buy certain things. So
Facts.
Tony, since you're so hot on the mic today,
I'm not hot on the mic.
oh,
Don't do that.
Oh, you are.
Don't
baby.
do that.
Yes, you are.
Uh-uh.
She's not Switzerland anymore.
Don't do it.
Welcome to season 2.
Season 2.
So Tony, what do you think about just like the price of being social in New York?
Yeah, I think it's a bit. It feels sometimes like work, like being like a hamster on a wheel, trying to play catch up, struggling to get ahead, and taking 5 steps forward or 2 steps forward and going 5 steps backwards. There's always things going on here. There's always somebody's birthday. There's always a brunch. There's always something going on, a trip. And you want to do all the things, and it kind of, you feel stifled. You feel like I can't, in order for me to get to where my destination is, sometimes I feel like I have to pull myself all the way out and be recluse. And then it becomes a thing of like, hey, stranger, which I hate.
Don't do
When
that.
people say that.
Hate it.
I can't stand it. Don't ever say that to me.
Oh.
But
You've been warned.
it feels like, how do I allow myself to exist and be social? I am a social person. Like, people that know me will hear that and be like, Tony's always doing something. Not always doing something. Not true. That's a lie. But I do things with the people who, like you guys, if people see me with you guys, like, we're sensible. We sit down, we have wine, we'll do dinner, we'll cook, but I think it's really hard, and I don't know that it's always worth the price of being social and trying to be doing everything that there is to do in New York City and feel like I have to do these things, because if I'm not social, then why do I live in New York? I could live in Atlanta and have a house and be married and a child and
you can also
an
go
estate,
to the club and fight, because that seems to be what's happening.
Well, they like to fight in Atlanta. I don't have hands, so
was the juice? Was the
So I'll say in New York.
Was the peach worth the squeeze?
what's the peach worth the squeeze?
No.
So yeah, I think that it's tough. It's tough. But Jordan, let's hear what you have to say about it being worth the price and social, like having a social life in New York City.
I think being social in New York is absolutely necessary. To do what we do.
Yeah.
We work in creative fields, lots of personalities. And even, I'm just thinking about, like, even when I give advice, like when I speak to like new people in the industry or interns,
You just
or
did a
college
panel, right?
students.
You just did a panel for
for Baruch College.
Yeah.
But even in those moments, I'll always give advice, and I'm always just like, make sure that you're making relationships with people.
Yeah.
And I said this at some point in season 1, but like, it is so important to have those personal relationships when you are looking for an opportunity to grow, or looking for an opportunity to move up, or an opportunity to pivot. Like, those relationships are paramount. And I think that a lot of the times those relationships become solidified when you have the opportunity to go out with them outside of the office. You know what I mean? Like, I won't get into Tony's situation, but like, he's had opportunities come up with people who he's met outside of the workspace, and have gone to like dinners and house things and plays and stuff like that. And had he not do those things, I'm not sure that he would be considered for these opportunities that were given to him before.
Right.
And
I just want to chime in really quickly, because that's like when, the white people are going to golf and like they're
the same
networking.
thing.
This is our version of that.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
it's super important what Jordan is saying.
Exactly. So I think it's absolutely necessary. I think it sucks. I think that there needs to be a lot of boundaries created around it. Like, everybody does not deserve your
Time and energy.
$100 dinner.
Hello?
You need to understand when somebody is a dinner and when somebody's a coffee. And
I'll put that on a shirt.
because seriously, but like I feel like I feel like it's necessary. I just think that people need to be a little bit more mindful about it because it can take up so much of your disposable income,
Right.
which should be used towards creating a safety net for you. Because so many people in New York don't have any savings.
I mean,
And it's so crazy. And it's like you're not doing it because like you're going on vacations with loose friends and you're like doing trips with people who you don't really care about, all in the effort to maybe be cool with them, to maybe get an opportunity in the future. And it's just like you're misguided.
Right.
And you're not targeted in your approach.
everything in moderation,
Right.
and don't spend quality time with minor people.
Hello. And I think it's also, like to Jordan's point, it's important to be invested in the types of people that can grow with you.
Yes.
Like I've managed people or been a manager for like, let's say like the last 5 years. And whenever I'm talking to people that report to me and building a relationship with them, that's not just like, do this, I need it done. It's where do you want to go?
Right.
And I think that those social interactions make you click a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
They're the things that, like, I got laid off earlier this year, and it was just like, okay, what does my network look like? Who can I call on? And through like people I knew, like it put me in front of certain individuals to get interviews, to have conversations, informative ones, etc., and figure out what my next move would be. I would also say that when you think about like the cachet and like our social settings, one of the things that is even valuable within our own social community, I would say it's really motivating.
Yeah.
So like for me, I was laid off and I was still hanging out with my group of friends, and like it's one of those things where like I wouldn't say that my friends are the type of people that would have thrown me away had I gone like 6 months and be like, girl, you can't afford to do this.
God bless, because that's not every friend group. It's not.
Yeah, and I would
In
say
New
that
York,
I
you would get dumped.
hello.
Yep.
And for me, I feel like I've been surrounded by amazing people who have like, I had friends that like even weren't less close than you guys are to me. That was just like, hey, are you fine with your rent? Like, do you need help with? And like, that's the biggest expense New Yorkers have.
Mm-hmm.
And people that I would never thought to just like come to me privately and be like, hey, like if you really need it, we got you.
Right.
But like the point being that being around certain people, you go like, you know what? I can't get too like lackluster, or I can't get too comfortable. And it's just like, I'm going to wake up every day and try and figure out the thing, because the people around me are doing such amazing things. And it makes me want to continue to do things. And it's not just about even just the money. It's
Right.
just about seeing like the motivation. It's about seeing the will to succeed.
Right.
It's about seeing people like ourselves who didn't come from a lot of money trying to do things in their lives that are different from their parents, are different from their grandparents, are trying to be the first in their... All of us are oftentimes the first in our family to do most of the things we do.
And how important is that? Because I think we're the type of friend circle where when you guys win, I win,
Hello?
and vice versa. And I think that is such a monumental thing that we don't look at each other and get jealous, when someone gets a
Yeah.
promotion or when someone's doing good and be like, look at this bitch, she thinks she all that.
Hello?
We're like, bitch,
You are all that.
you slay.
Right.
And now I'm going to get my shit together.
Right.
Shit's together, but I'm going, like, it makes you step up. And that goes for if you lose a job, like to be around a circle
Yeah.
of people who motivate you is very important.
hmm And I think it's funny that you brought up, like, if you win, I win. So let's maybe take it the flip side.
Because
So-
when I lose, do you lose or what?
Oh no, baby, you lose all you want, but
I'm over here.
we're gonna be all right over
You're
here.
on the winning team.
But in your own
I gotta
person,
get with the people I need to get with.
you better get with some other people.
Okay.
Get your team together.
But in your own life, Tony, what's the worst financial decision you've made?
Oh, I
Ooh,
made many a bad decision. And kind of like Jordan, a lot of my, knowledge and information about how to budget and how my relationship with my money does come from my mother. And a lot of the things that she told me growing up were things that may have went in one ear and out the other. And then later on in life, I went through a rough patch and was like, Mom, your ass was right. Like, mother's intuition, you never.
Is that how you said it?
Don't play with that. Well, now I can say that. I have a different relationship with my mother now.
Yeah, I don't think I'm calling that and saying that.
Well, I ain't gonna say your ass, but your ass was
Okay.
right. Listen, but I also love the realization, like, wow, sometimes you got to learn things for your own, even when you have prior knowledge and information. But knowledge is only power if you use it.
Hello.
So I think when I was very young and got my first job out of college, first full-time job, I was, hired at CNN. It was larger than life for me. And all I wanted was a new car. And I said that when I get...
Oh, I remember the car.
The car was fun.
Yeah. When I get
Flashy,
my first
classy.
job, I'm going to get me a car. And so what I did was I didn't tell anyone in my family. I got this job. I went straight to the dealership. I got a 3 Series BMW convertible, hard top. It was the bee's knees. It was, and I was,
She
what,
was
22?
It was cute.
She was fun.
I was
we had
I
a good time.
love
It
in
was
that
like-
I
car.
love being
It was like a
BMW.
brown, like a caramel interior, very
Wow.
like sultry and sexy.
It was like a blue exterior, right?
I think it was black.
I thought it was
It
black.
was black.
Was it black?
It was
Yeah.
like black
Okay.
exterior.
We used to let the top down.
We let the top down. We
Going
used
to Culture
pull
Club.
up to the club, Culture Club in New York. Shout
Rest in
out.
peace.
Rest in peace. But it was not a wise decision. I leased it. Thank goodness. You don't need a car in New York City. So, and I was
Right.
living in the Bronx with family still, and so there were certain things in place that allowed me to be able to make that bad decision and learn and grow from it. Thank God. But I think that for me was something where, and my family didn't get on me for it. They were like, you know what? Like, kind of like what you said earlier, Mom, is like, we deserve a piece of something.
Mm-hmm.
And so get you your piece of something. And if it was a bad decision, you learn from it and you grow. And so thank goodness I was able to,
Child, making it one bad financial decision ain't gonna kill you.
right.
It's like, get a little piece of something, child.
Right.
little something.
We live here. We have one life to live.
We got one life to live.
So let's live in this moment. And you
Not
know
every
what?
moment,
Not every moment.
but like a moment.
right.
Some.
Because if we want to leave this recording session and go out and have a drink at,
See.
we could do that.
Here we
But-
go.
Oh, too much?
Less.
But Jordan, I'm very curious to hear about, you're the budget maestro
I am.
in the group. So do you even make bad financial decisions? Like,
I did.
I thought you were perfect.
I did make a less than great purchase decision. I broke a lease of my apartment that I was living in, that I was very comfortable in, and I moved into a new upscale brownstone, exposed brick, central air, central heat, a like washer and dryer in unit, terrace,
That's very you.
brownstone building,
Yes.
apartment. And it was against my better judgment. I felt like it was one of those things where I was just like, I don't need to do this. I was convinced to do that apartment. And it was one of those things where I was just like, I did the apartment. I broke my lease. I got out of it like scotch-free, thank God. But got there, took out a personal loan to be able to like fund moving into that apartment, and then didn't stay in it that long because of the situation that it gave. I was there with a partner. So, and we decided to part ways in the middle of the lease. So that was a thing that I definitely took a lot of time rebounding from. I had to like really get serious about my finances. I think that you guys probably both can attest to the fact that I was like on a serious budget
Yeah.
shortly after I moved out, because I was just like, don't invite me to anything. Don't take, like, we're hanging out in my apartment drinking
I think you're still like that.
12
Still
bottle
like
wine.
that. I don't get it.
$12 wine. What?
We're like, Jordan, can we go out and get water? No, it's not in my budget.
We got water in the house.
This is my favorite line. I can't spend money.
I can't spend money.
That's what he says.
No, I can't. Not if I want to still go on my vacation in December.
Listen,
But like
I try to be more like you every day.
But that was a decision where I was just like, oh, like I could have probably like thought that through a little bit more and maybe put some things in place so that maybe like I could have moved in when I was a little bit more prepared financially. Like I think in the future I wouldn't like rush my like process in terms of things that I want. Because I wanted the apartment. The apartment was gorgeous. You guys seen the apartment.
Right.
But it was
really beautiful.
It was really beautiful, and I loved it. But it was just, it wasn't the right time for me.
What I'm hearing also is that it's like mother's intuition. Everyone has that like gut moment where, and you going into it, you kind of told Damon and I like,
you knew you weren't supposed
this
to be in
ain't
that apartment.
I don't know if I should. I don't want to do this. Why? But
I'm not doing this.
I think for love, you made a decision, and a lot of people make decisions out of love. And so although it may have been a bad financial decision, it was a human decision.
Yeah.
And you learn from it.
It was the right decision in the moment, in the grand scheme of things.
You needed to learn something.
But it wasn't. In terms of like my actual credit score.
Stop.
And like my actual.
That's not the only thing to value.
Huh?
That's not the only thing you need to evaluate your life by.
I know. I said it was a great human experience.
Yeah.
I know.
It was something you needed to go through.
But in terms of the money, I was just like, I could have probably saved for an extra year before moving into something like that.
And then you may not have still been in that relationship. And, you know.
Next
Because
case.
if the girls don't know, if you move to New York, you need to have thousands upon $10,000s of dollars to move into anywhere into New York. So imagine breaking your lease and trying to move somewhere else. It was a fiasco. And now...
no more fiascos.
in the black. So that's good.
Well, they don't have any more realtors fees for rental apartments.
They absolutely
made that a law,
have.
right?
No, they don't. That's a new law.
Everything's no fee.
Everything's no fee now.
supposed to be.
For rentals,
I
everything's
looked at
no fee.
apartments today.
What?
Yeah.
You moving?
No, I always look at apartments.
Oh.
Just to
Everything-
see what
I
the girls have.
Well, if they're trying to charge you a fee, it's illegal.
Yeah, just see what the market is.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they don't charge fees for rentals anymore.
No.
No.
There was a law.
Yeah, there was a law that got passed like last year.
Because they were stealing.
It's kind of like
raping the girls.
how these companies aren't supposed to ask you what you made at your previous
right.
job.
And they just be like, well, how would you like to make? Don't ask me that dumbass question.
$1 million.
Right.
Actually.
What would I say? My worst financial decision is
Yeah, let's
kind
hear
of,
about you, Damon.
I mean, it was very similar to Jordan's. I think I was in a former partnership. I got into a space where like a lot of the financial onus in that relationship fell on me, which is fine. Like life happens to people, and like if you have a partner, like maybe you support each other in one way or another. But the problem is that our lifestyle didn't really adjust to reflect two people living on one salary versus two salaries. And I made a bunch of dumbass decisions that I am still paying off. So
Again, out of love.
you abandoned me.
Love and
don't
war.
live here anymore.
Love and war.
But no, I mean, it was a thing that I learned. It was a thing that I won't do again. And yeah.
What was the purchase decision though?
A lot of like still vacationing, still like going out with our friends in the same way we would go out. That's expensive. But like if I go out and spend like $40 because we have drinks versus $80 because two of us are having drinks, shit like that adds up.
100%.
Got it.
And
T&E.
yeah, and
Travel
just
and
like
entertainment.
right, and just like even just like our house bills and things like that adds up when one person is doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
Even if you like live in like I've never lived in like some crazy expensive apartment. Like they've all been quite reasonably. Even my current apartment, like we were joking in another episode about my like laundry in the unit and stuff. But like my apartment's not expensive for like what Harlem cost.
Right.
But yeah, it just wasn't smart decision making on my part.
Well, you live and you learn.
You live and you learn. And I think at this point, the goal is to figure out what boundaries do you have? Like what maybe Jordan, like we start back over with you. Like, what are the things where you're just like, no more of that? Absolutely not.
So I think I touched on it a little bit earlier in this episode, but I don't really commit to certain plans. So if you are texting me and you want to hang out and do dinner and stuff like that, I'm usually unavailable. I have a daily budget. So for example, for today, I have $40 to spend. That was the allotment that I gave myself. People can't just text me and intrude on that and be like, let's go out to dinner. Because
No, that's right.
if I go out to dinner, it's $100. So it's just like, I can't next week. So I feel like I've created boundaries, and it doesn't work for everybody because, like, people are like instant gratification. They want to hang out now. They don't want to wait until next week. And I'm just like, I can't be a part of that. So I feel like I've made it very clear to people in terms of like scheduling that like we need to plan things out in advance. I think that I make very special occasions for people who I feel like I don't get to see often. People who may be like traveling into New York that I don't see often, or people who are like that I know are very senior in their career that may like not have as much free time. I'll take my time for that. But people who I know who are just like super accessible, they live around the corner from me and they just want to hang out. It's just like
Let's
put something on the calendar and let's figure it out. And then I'll just make sure that the days around that I'm doing the minimum.
Right.
So I just think that like I plan my things out and I just don't allow myself to have too many plans in a single week.
Tony?
I don't know. I'm gonna take a page out of Mother Maxine Walters' book. Waters. I'm gonna take a page out of Mother Maxine.
Barbara Maxine
Walters. And Barbara Walters.
Yes.
But I'm gonna reclaim my time. Reclaiming my time. And I reserve the right to say no.
Hello.
At the end of the day, I gotta separate business from everything else and just be like, treat it like business and take that emotion out. If a friend gets sad or upset or they feel like I always try to hang out with you and you're always like, well, that's because I'm trying to get to the next level. I can't do everything. I have to put some guardrails on myself as a social person.
Absolutely.
I want to do this. I want to be there. I want to have a good time. But if every time you hit me up, I decide to engage and go out, like Jordan said, it's $100. I don't care. You can't blink in New York City.
I can't leave the house without spending $50.
You cannot blink.
There's a cab. There's a meal. There's drinks.
And God forbid you have a good time because then you're ready to like.
And then it's just like, fuck it.
Right.
No.
So I just think that being okay with telling people no and also being okay with not being at everything. I think there's a big...
Except the FOMO.
There's an exceptional rate of FOMO in a city like this one, and
I don't even want to be at every place.
oh my goodness, I don't. So I always tell you guys, I'm sitting at home minding my business. But a lot of times now, what I love about living in Harlem in the central area is that friends will come over with a bottle of wine, or they'll come over with
That's the goal.
I love that.
That's the goal.
I love
Come
that for me.
over.
I love that for me.
Let's watch TV and actually talk. I can't
Hello?
talk to you at this restaurant that's
Yeah.
all loud and we over here drinking these $17 cocktails. Why?
Right. And and then it's like, are we not creating any memories? I want to create memories. I want to have moments. I'll remember the time you came over with that bottle of wine and we actually had...
You really went there, Gaga.
You really went there, Gaga. We had an emotional conversation. We ended up crying. Next thing you know, it's like, whoa, we learned so much more about each other, or we really got to hear each other.
Yeah.
It's important. Damon,
I mean,
what about you?
it's funny. You took my answer.
Ooh.
My answer was saying no,
Okay.
which I've never had a problem with.
You sure?
We know you don't have a problem with telling people now.
But it's just like, I don't need to go to every trip, every dinner, every drinks. Definitely don't need to go to every party. And I think that even more so in the space of COVID and talking about personal spaces, I feel like built my house out to be the place that makes me the most happy.
A sanctuary.
Yeah, so like
That's
it makes
important.
me most happy to like invite a very small group of close friends. So, like, don't think everybody's invited to my home.
Ooh.
A small group of close friends
Yes,
over.
move that bang out the way while you say that.
Hello.
Bang, yeah.
Y'all can't see me moving his bang out the way while he says that.
but in real life, like I like to cook for people. Like I would love to be like, hey, come over for dinner and bring a bottle of wine.
You make an
And, like,
amazing husband.
Oh.
Let's get married. Let's just fuck
Maybe.
it. Fuck it.
All right. Oh my God, Tony proposed.
I'll be the
He-
whatchamacallit that says the things at the
You be the flower
Girl,
girl.
You be the flower.
flower girl.
Yeah, you can't, girl. Ain't nobody letting you marry them. You're not the officiate.
That's what it is. I'm like, what is it called?
You don't know Jesus.
I know some gods.
I'm right now.
Not in my holy house. But no, I like that experience. It's smaller, and and in real life, even outside of you guys, it's brought like a couple of people here and there around that I've gotten the chance to know and talk. Especially because like even like my house specifically, like my house is never the turn up. You are coming over. It's gonna be dimly
Unless it's
candle
us three.
lit, and we're going to talk.
Mm-hmm.
It's never gonna get rowdy at any point,
Okay.
and that's what you're gonna get.
I
And
love
that's
that
what
for
I
you.
love.
Love that for you.
Absolutely for me.
All right, you guys. That's all the time that we have this week. Let's keep the conversation going, though. Let us know your thoughts and questions at surfacelevelpodcast.com. And if you enjoyed this discussion, please rate, review, and subscribe. You can stay updated by following us on Instagram and YouTube at Surface Level Podcast. And remember, stay curious.